In this video, we're going to take a look at the analytics capabilities inside of CloudBees CD. So the way analytics works in this tool is we have dashboards and we have reports. So dashboards are built on top of the reporting data, and we'll take a look at reports in a minute. But we're going to start with the dashboards. So here's one of the out-of-the-box dashboards for application deployments. Here I can see an aggregate level of all the different data from this particular project for this particular time period. Now I could filter this down to particular applications, environments, and I can even filter it by tags, process types, and all of this will change a little bit depending on the dashboard because they're all associated with different data types. In this case, we have application deployments where I can see things like the number of successful deployments. We can see what the different outcomes were, success, errors, etc. We can even see the applications that had the most deployments and what those different outcomes were. And one thing you'll find is for some of these different chart types, you'll be able to hover over them and actually click into them. So if I wanted to, for instance, grab a list of all of the errors for this weather station application, well, if I click on this, it brings me to all of the previous runs that had failed. So we call this a drill down. And we've got other out-of-the-box dashboards like releases. So we can navigate to that. And here we can see information about the aggregate releases. Again, we can see things like how much time has been spent in automated tasks versus manual tasks. We can see what the average duration of these is and how it's changed over time. We can see things like across all of our releases, or we could filter down to particular releases. We could find what the longest running tasks are so we can find bottlenecks and optimize. In this case, we can see it's these manual tasks that have taken a significant portion of time. Now for each of these dashboards, we have this dashboard editor. So a dashboard is made up of widgets, and each widget is pulling data from a particular report. So if I go into widget definition, I can click on definition and I can choose a particular report. We'll go into how these work in just a moment. But once we have the definition of the report, I can then choose what the visualization type is. I can choose the particular type of chart. I can choose how the data is being mapped. I can see an example of what the reporting data looks like so I can get some ideas of how I want to map it. And I can even do drill downs, specifically targeting the relevant resources. And everything done here is also available as DSL. So we can go to the DSL editor, and you can see that all of the different reporting filters as well as the widgets. So you can grab individual widgets if you want, or you can copy the whole thing and just modify it as you need. And you'll find that we have out-of-the-box dashboards associated with the things that are built into the platform, like releases, deployments, continuous integration. But we can also do custom ones, like if I look for this storyboard, this is a fully custom dashboard built on top of data coming from Jira. So we've got the ability to see things like where we're investing our time based on the issue type from Jira. We can see what all of the open tickets are. We can see the status breakdown, all this type of information. And again, this is totally custom built, pulling external data from Jira. Okay, so how does this work? Well, we have the reports here, which is under analytics. And you'll see there's already all these out-of-the-box reports that are being used in the dashboards already. But if we click into one of these, let's say the average build duration, well, we've got this option here at the top, which allows you to select what the reporting object type is. So things like deployments, builds, releases, all of this is going to choose a different data set. And in a future video, I'm going to go into how you can actually create custom reporting objects. But for now, we're going to stick to the basics. Here you can define these filters that'll be used for pulling the right data. And you can choose aggregations, you can sort, you can do all of this to determine what the outcome should look like. And you can use this tabular preview to see what that data will actually look like. And so this is the simple editor here. If I go to another one, like this average deployment duration, we'll see an example of the advanced mode where instead of using the UI editor, we're actually just using the JSON schema here, which is using the Elasticsearch query language, which we use the elk stack behind the scenes here. And this allows you to do significant more customization. As you can see, there's custom calculations that are things that can't really be done in the UI editor that we just looked at. With this setup where we're able to pull data from different data sources and creating custom reports, you have the flexibility to build any sort of dashboard based on whatever data sets are relevant to your particular software delivery process, whether that be the individual operations that are within our platform or if it's from external tools. In another video, I'll come back and I'll walk through step by step how you can create a fully custom data model that allows you to connect to third-party tools that are completely disconnected from the CloudBees CDRO product. But that's a more advanced topic, so we'll look at that later. For now, I think this is a good place to wrap up. So if you find this interesting and you want to learn more, you can check us out at cloudbees.com. If you're already using CloudBees CDRO, you can check out the docs link I'm going to post in the description to find out how you can use all of this.